What's up, everybody? It's the Pope Elijah Burke, and I want you to tune in whenever you can to make sure that you're listening to Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast with Adam and Fiona. What's up, everybody? It's the Pope Elijah Burke, and I want you to tune in whenever you can to make sure that you're listening to Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast with Adam and Fiona.
We're going. It has been a while since we've done an NWA or a Talking Territories program. I can't even think of the last person that we've done that actually with. But anyway, before we get to meet our guest, obviously, as it's NWA and it's territory related, there's only one co-host that I could have because she would shoot me if I chose anybody else. Miss Fiona Lochran, evening, Fee.
Evening, long time no see. Are you well?
Long time no see. Yes, all of 2 hours. Yeah, yes, I am. We obviously look at the time of recording, we've just recorded NWA Power. But our guest, actually, Fee, I'm going to give you the honor of introducing our guest. I don't do this often, so make it
You,
be worth it.
you don't. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are delighted to be joined by star of Exodus Pro Wrestling and a whole host of other places, none other than Mr. Man Bun Jesus. Good evening or good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us and welcome.
Well, thank you guys for having me here. It is a good afternoon for me here in New York, and I'm excited to talk to you guys, tell my tale, and see what questions you have for old man Bun.
It is. I'm going to start with probably the most obvious one. How? I mean, obviously, barring obviously the hair, but how did Man Bun Jesus become Man Bun Jesus?
Well, when I was young, I always went to Jesus camp. You know, my mom sent me away to Jesus camp, so we would be in the woods for a week, and it was kind of it was like a little culty kind of, you know what I mean? But I liked the vibe of it. And when I started to wrestle, I didn't really know who I was, trying to figure out what we were doing, what's the gimmick, who knew? I was like a hippie guy trying to do like somewhat of like a Charlie Manson kind of thing, but didn't really know how to do it myself. And I just said it in training one day, man, oh man, well, Jesus, whatever I was saying. And the guys were like, you should roll with that. So eventually I switched it up and became my own little hippie preacher like self that's now turning into some kind of rock star kind of thing. And MBJ is always evolving. But started off by just calling myself that one day and always trying to get that Jesus camp vibe to bring it into my wrestling character in a way.
That's a good one. That's a very good way. Look, we've seen you a lot. Obviously, me and Fee, massive NWA fans, massive Exodus Pro fans as well. So we've seen you a lot teaming now, though, with Sam Bill in Exodus Pro. How is that going for you? And how is the sort of evolution of Exodus Pro going now? Because obviously it's come well, it had a different station the last time we saw it. Fee was on a different YouTube channel, but it seems
Yeah.
to be really evolving into kind of a promotion of its own, really, rather than a territory.
Yeah, you know, it was we were our first few shows were kind of just on our own, you know, and we were picked up by the NWA, became the NWA territory on their program, the whole nine yards, and you know, that was great exposure to be on their YouTube and to be able to show their people, their fans that wouldn't know us or to look us up, who we are, you know. And it gave us a good platform to go out there and show what we do, and what we do is, you know, top territory stuff right there. You know, we do these live shows that are like a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown, you know what I mean? And none of this stuff is pre-recorded. This is, you know, this is going live, this is being done live, there's a whole team doing it. So that's really why they would let us go live on their YouTube. But now they're turning into their own kind of thing, you know, kind of maybe, I wouldn't say outgrowing it, but you know, maybe doesn't need to be a territory, you say, and it's becoming its own thing. Exodus is taking our next show, Mass Exodus. You know, it's the mass Exodus, quite frankly, away from the NWA into their own thing. You know what I mean? Becoming its own flagship thing, its own flag in the moon itself. You know, so the Mass Exodus is coming, and we're excited for that one. That one is on May May 30, I think, or May 20. I'm trying to figure it out. Either the 20th or the 30th. Who knows?
Well,
Could be
Not
the
I'll
too
find
far
it.
30th.
away then.
Sounds like 5:30. I think that's what it made me say in the promo. So it sounds like
Okay.
5:30 is the mass exodus.
Talking of Exodus, there is one hell of a roster there. We've watched as many of the shows as we can,
Mm.
but the team that you've got there are absolutely phenomenal. Who's been your kind of favorite on the roster there to work with?
Oh God. I mean, when we had that match with TME not too long ago, that was one of my favorite matches in recent history of everywhere I've gone. That was just it was the flow of it and like the beats that were just hitting, and the crowd was they were going absolutely crazy. There was a couple times where they thought that me and Sam Beal had it. They thought that we were gonna win, but we didn't. You know what I mean? And that's like when we were so close. And when
You
they beat
were.
us, but they're laid out. They were laying out. They're not. They didn't 1, 2, 3 and they're standing tall. It was 1, 2, 3. All four of us are laying out. You know what I mean? So we went to war with those guys. That was a great time. Always fun working with the slime balls. We had a great time working with them. In the they actually quit. They quit Exodus at the last show.
Did.
Them and Carson Drake in the We Quit match. So goodbye to them. I guess we won't face them anymore there. But we had good times while it lasted.
Absolutely.
You mentioned there that the slime balls, and I have to say that they were one of my favorite, well, one of my favorite tag teams. I better not give too much away about my favorite tag teams because I know you're a part of a tag team, and I don't want to go there. But when you see like the evolution of like the slime balls, and even like a cowpoke Paul, who's really sort
Oh,
of
you just said my two favorite wrestlers in pro wrestling, and I'm not kidding. The Slime Balls, they are number one. Cowpoke Paul is number two. Even though I texted Cowpoke Paul last night, and I said, "Listen, if I die tonight in my sleep from not drinking enough water, just know you're my favorite." So I let
Oh,
him know he might be number one. It might sometimes it might, but those two literally are my favorite wrestlers ever. Like I've watched a lot of wrestling in my day, so it's like hard to put it on unless it's something like I grew up with and I'm like excited to watch it or like I'm there, I guess. But you'll always see me go out for a cowpoke pull or a slime balls match. I will stop what I'm doing, go and sit and have fun like I'm a kid again, watching those
yeehaw.
two
I
or
think
three,
that
rather.
you're right
Yeehaw's
though.
right.
Yeah, you're right though. 30th of May is the next is
It's the
mass
mass exodus.
exodus. That's it. But I have a bone to pick with you, Man Bun, because I am absolutely certain that you cropped up on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown recently.
Yeah, yeah, I was there. That was me. Listen, I do a lot of work with these people. If you watch closely, sometimes I'm on TV for point 0.2 milliseconds. Sometimes I'm on there for like 10 fucking minutes, like Friday Night SmackDown, my guy. So that was a good one. That was definitely but the thing is, Man Bun Jesus made sure, you got to get in there and be a you got to get them. You know what I mean? You got to make sure I feel like sometimes when the other extras are like kind of like scared to like go and get them, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm always like the one like follow me, I guess, you know what I mean? Like if they see somebody else go, like they're gonna go and they're gonna do it. But that was definitely a fun one. That was a fun one out there with Cody Rhodes, Jelly Roll, and Randy Orton, and the whole class of extras and Nick Aldis and company. So that was a great time. But yeah, no, we've had a lot of good WWE uh, showings. I was on a Raw in December, but I was literally when I say point 0.2 seconds, my face was on it for point 0.2 seconds. But it was like
you
there
were
was like a
still
lot of
there.
off-air stuff that was going on. There was a lot of off-air stuff that was going on. Like I was, and like the thing is, the fans take great videos, and especially in Madison Square Garden, there were a lot of people that knew who I was. Like they were recording it because they knew, oh shit, that's Man Bun. So I got a lot of good shots of me out there with Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker. All those guys were out there. I was kind of running back, doing the thing. Drew McIntyre was out there for that one too. Yeah, and then the fans always get great crowd shots of the Bun doing his thing out there. Even when I was in Pittsburgh, I'm running around the ring and front row, I hear out of the corner of my ear, "Man, but Jesus," and I was like, "What? Amen, amen."
That's
Even
good.
in Pittsburgh, unreal.
Well, you had
It
that in
must have
Evie.
been. Sorry,
Well,
Adam. No,
I
I
was
was
going to
just going to
say,
say It must have been really cool for you to be like in your hometown in Madison Square Gardens. Is that the first time you've actually kind of performed there, or have you been there and worked there before in a wrestling capacity?
I've been there. I've been there a couple times as an extra, but it was the first time I actually got to like run out and be part of the show, which was awesome because like I've gone there to see some of my favorite bands. You know, I've gone there to see wrestling. I've gone there my whole life, Madison Square Garden, and I mean, people dream about. Yeah, and even to play the small part as the security guard in MSG is just crazy. Like I saw, like there's like one video you see like the Madison Square Garden thing, and then it's like there's little man bun running, and that's awesome. That it's like who would have thought? Even
Uh,
today is 2 years ago that I got my like it was my second time doing extra work, but my first time being on the show, and it was Wrestle Frickin' Mania for Drew McIntyre's entrance, and that is 2 years ago today, and
wow.
still that moment is like surreal, going out and like seeing like the whole group of people being basically in the middle of the whole arena doing like when Stephanie McMahon she does like the "Are you ready?" thing. She "Now are you ready?" And like the second time, the pop was like it like shot through me. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like that was that was an awesome one. And being out there, the presence of the whole spectacle of WrestleMania is being like like on the stage for the entrance. You know what I mean? Like that's unbelievable shit. So that was a top moment of life, I could say, is getting to do that thing, and that was 2 years ago on this very moment that we're
Happy
speaking.
anniversary.
Yeah, happy
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
happy Mania anniversary! Hell yeah!
It was. Funny enough, I was just about to say that you were saying you had people in the front row saying that's Man Bun Jesus. You had some bald guy in Essex going, "Holy fuck, it's Man Bun Jesus! I better text the owner and tell him, tell her that he's on SmackDown," which is exactly what I did.
He was
Pretty.
literally on the text to me going, I've just seen Man Bun on the telly. So
Yes, I thought it was you. I thought it was you. I'm
That's
glad that it
awesome,
was.
and those are great moments when you come back from doing it and you pick up the phone. You're taking the shirt off, putting your suit back on, pick up the phone, and like all your friends and your mom and sister, everybody sees it, and everyone's hitting you up like, "Oh my God, you were all over that thing," and fucking. It's like that's a cool moment, you know what I mean? It's a cool thing when everybody is like everybody sees it, it's like you put in all this hard work for 10 years and now it's like everybody watches WWE, especially in like our circle, our wrestling community. If you're in the wrestling community, you probably got it on Friday Night SmackDown. And like the fact that this thing just pops up and flops around is so surreal and crazy, you know what I mean? So, and like I appreciate you guys for seeing it and being and marking out for it and being like, yeah, fucking man bun. That's
Yeah.
like that's why I do it. I do this because of you guys like you see it and it's like that's when it makes man bun feel good. And it's like every time I go to Exodus, you got the people in the man buns hoodies. They're doing their whole outfit with the tie dye. They're doing their whole thing just for me. And it's like that makes you feel special, and it makes you feel like it's all worth it at the end of the day. All the driving, all the getting hit, get all the falls,
yeah.
all that is worth it at the end of the day when you get those kind of moments.
No, I get that. I totally understand that. Just before we talk more wrestling, I'm intrigued. You obviously the man bun. How long is your hair?
Right now it's probably like halfway down my back, I would say,
Okay.
but there's been times it's been down to my butt.
Oh, okay, that's a lot of hair.
I,
Yeah,
I, I,
yeah, but that was I guess like over coronavirus we just let it grow and grow and grow, but we had to take care of it. We had to cut all those dead ends off. We had to get it
Yeah.
looking good. So, but I would say it's probably still like halfway down the back. Sometimes it's that shoulder length if we want to really just snip all the dead gimmick off. But
That's
she's
impressive.
growing right now.
I'm definitely the odd
Thank
one
you.
out this evening. That's
Between
that.
between the two of us, we could make a wig for you if like I cut my dead bits off and
We
then we
can
could yeah.
Mm, yeah.
He's like
Anyway,
strawberry blonde wigs for you.
moving on quickly from that. Look, you've been a partner with Sam Bill for a while now. How did that? Because obviously, by the time me and Fee started watching Exodus, you were already a team. So how did that actually start to come about with you and Sam?
And I think that was like our last show before they were like really streaming it. I think that could have been. There was a big feud where Aaron Stevens, formerly known as Damian Sandow, steals one of the Groovy Grizzlies. He was inside a Groovy Grizzly. You know, I should have not looked past the white glove on his hand. Hits me with
Never
the
forget
loaded white
the
glove, takes off the grizzly head. Oh my God, it's Aaron Stevens. And somehow I don't know who, I guess the original Groovy Grizzly that he must have tied up and stole the suit from. He just put him back in there and they kept him on a chain. They kept his hands chained up and they brought him to the ring every month for months and months and months. And eventually, Man Bun had a match and it was a tag match, but I had no partner and it was for the custody of the Groovy Grizzly. Aaron Stevens is his partner versus me and a question mark, question mark, question mark. And when I came out, there was nobody. You know, they said, and his partner. There was no music. Nobody came out. Nobody wanted to be my partner. I couldn't find one. Little do we know, Sam Beal is watching the program. He is sitting at Beal Fest 1. He is sitting at his little chair with all his gimmicks. He's drinking. He's got the Crocs on. And eventually we get, Man Bun comes off the top rope. We got missile drop kicks. Everyone's down. And the people are cheering for Sam Beal to get in there. They're like, get in there. Help him. Help him. So Sam Beal gets up. He puts his Crocs in sports mode and he gets on the apron and he puts his hand out. And I tag him in. He comes in. He's blowing comeback. He's taking them all out. He tags me back in. That was our first time we hit the finish. He hit the perm roller into the frog splash. And then we saved the Groovy Grizzlies. We blew off confetti cannons. And from there on, we became a team. And it took us a little bit to get gear because we weren't a team off the bat. You know what I mean? We were just. But once we started getting our things together, getting our moves together, becoming a real team, we got gear. We had moves. And now, we're on our way to the tag titles, for Christ's sake. I mean, will we get there? God knows. God knows, man. We will keep fighting. Another day. We will make it.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And the current Exodus tag champs are CeeLo and Smooth, is it? Or
D-Lo and PB Smooth. Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Defeated the great TME at the last program. But you know what? They just made it easier for me and Sam Beal. Like TME, we took them to our limit. You know, you got Chapstick Guy and a small pastor with a big mouth. I think that me and Sam Beal got a lot better opportunity against those two than the TME. So thank you guys for winning those belts. You just made it easier for us.
I'm sure that match will not be too far away in coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, not after that gimmick.
Just don't call him peanut butter smooth. He doesn't like that. That's I know that
No.
from well, I've called him it once and I got a very nasty message from him. So doing
Oh,
that
God.
anytime
The
soon.
gimmick right there.
But anyway, look, I'm going to start doing some random wrestling questions now because I enjoyed you and I think it splits up the show really well. And you said about favorite bands in MSG, but look, wrestling is synonymous with an amazing theme songs. But if you had to if you had to come up with a Mount Rushmore of your wrestling theme songs, what would the top four be?
John Cena, My Time Is Now.
Mm.
Shane McMahon, Here Comes the Money.
Yes! I love it.
Real American,
Yep.
Hulk Hogan. I'm looking over at my figures to think.
Get some inspiration.
I'm trying not to go on just my favorite guys and like what songs I actually bump in the car. Kurt Angle's is nuts. Kurt Angle's through the speaker is crazy.
Yeah.
We need one more. We need one more. I don't want to be that guy, bro, but I'm saying that cult of personality is crazy. That thing, the riff hits, and
Yeah.
it's an unbelievable tune.
It is a track.
That's some bangers you've picked there. I approve of your
You got
list.
you got Punk, Hogan, Cena.
And Shane.
Who else did I say?
Shane.
Damn it.
Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle.
Oh, and Kurt, yes, we can't forget
The Kurt
Kurt.
Angle gimmick.
That's a good collection.
Oh, dude.
What a
Yeah, no, I'm a
platform.
good fan. I'm a fan of blasting the wrestling songs, you know, especially on these long drives because it's like you blast it and it's funny, you know. It's like you're just blasting Kurt Angle's song on a road with nobody on it, and you're just in the middle of the dark, and you're like, all right, can't hit a deer, so let's stay awake.
Or you do it and you pull up at lights and everyone goes, "You suck."
Dude, I wish if somebody got in, if somebody started doing it, I would be like, that's great, you know.
Oh, I would if I heard it. I'm a bit like you. I play the wrestling tracks on my way to events. What we do, but some of them you wouldn't know who they are. But Cult Personality is one of them. But go on the same kind of mold, but switching it. It's a Man Bun Jesus table for free. You get to have three people wrestling personalities or wrestlers, past, present, living or past, at a dinner table for you to, learn even more than what you already have, or people who just have a good time with. Who's the three that you're choosing?
Oh my God, I feel like I want Bray Wyatt there, so
Yeah.
so I could like pick his brain because I feel like he's got like the weird like it's more than wrestling. It's like an artist's brain, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I want to do that. I'm bringing in RVD because the guy smokes, so he's coming in. He's bringing whatever he's got. Who else would I bring in, dude? Like, you got to bring Hogan in. I want Hogan. That Hogan, Bray Wyatt, and RVD is my three I want there.
Wow, that's a good table.
That would be an
One of them's
interesting
alive.
combination.
Yes, yeah, RVD's here with us,
He's still
thankfully.
kicking.
Yeah,
I
still
can
kicking,
have
still smoking.
what's it called? Thanksgiving dinner with him.
Fee, when did you have RVD? When was you with RVD Inside the Ropes? That was recently.
It was earlier this year. So we did
Yeah.
some shows with RVD earlier this year with Inside the Ropes in the
Mhm.
UK. And it's you talking about him, he likes to smoke. Everyone knows RVD likes to smoke. But when we do shows with him in the UK, the fans bring him smokes as gifts. It's hilarious. Like
Yes.
he's just like, what am I gonna like? And he can't fly with it. He's like, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? I'm like,
Smoking.
get over.
Gotta get rid of it. Yeah, you gotta get rid of it before you get on.
Yeah,
Just
well and
light it
truly.
up.
Certainly does. RVD also, you can see him, interview that we done with him about 18 months ago. Go in the playlists and see that for sure. Okay, next question. So you said about bands. If you could have a band play you out it doesn't have to be your actual theme right now. If you could have a band just play you out at a show, who would it be?
It was always Dead and Company. That Dead, the Grateful Dead is my life, you know. But now Bob Weir just passed away like a couple months ago. So, but I would still want the alive players, and they would have to get somebody to fill in for the rhythm guitar. But I would
Mhm.
want. Oh, you know what? If I could, I'll choose two. I'll tell you right now because now they're gone. You know what I mean? Dead and Company doesn't exist anymore because Bob Weir's dead. So I would say the Pigeons playing ping pong because I have come out to like songs that they've played. I've come out to their live music before for entrance music. So the Pigeons playing ping pong, I would want them to play me live.
There
My
we go.
main dream is to bring wrestling to their festival.
Oh,
'Cause they have
Ooh.
their own little festival over the summer. So my main dream is to bring my company, Fifth Dimension Pro Wrestling, to Dome Fest.
there we go. We'll talk about
There
fifth
you go.
dimension in a minute. Now I'm going to go really left field here. So look, every country has foods that we say, not say controversial, but you either love it or you hate it. It's one of those things, right? And I'm going to give you a list of foods, but Fee, I want you to describe this list, this food I'm going to say first to Man Bun to see if it is, because it's one of the top foods in Scotland and it's called haggis. Fee, what is it?
Okay, haggis is not as scary as people think it is. It's like oatmeal and spices and peppers, but it's cooked traditionally inside the lining of a sheep's stomach. So it's quite a spicy, kind of meaty. Well, obviously it's not meaty because it's oatmeal, but it's a spicy dish, but it's cooked inside a sheep's stomach. And then you cut it open and you take it out the stomach and then you eat it.
That sound appealing.
Uh, It sounds like something that would scare the living hell out of me. But however, my heritage is Scottish. My last name is Scottish. My grandfather that's where he came from. So I would try it. You know what I mean? I would definitely. I'm always open to trying something. At least one bite. You know what I mean?
It's
If
really
I went to the
good.
restaurant, if I went to the restaurant, I don't know if I'd order it, but I'm definitely always down to try one bite. And if I like it, I like it. Who
It's
knows?
really good.
You
It's
know.
nice with whiskey sauce. You make like a creamed whiskey sauce and you have it with whiskey sauce and it's really nice.
There we go.
Well, if we ever get there and I ever try it, I will definitely report back
If
to
you
you
ever come
guys.
over, I will take you out for haggis.
There you go.
Amen.
There you go.
Amen.
Book Man Bun Jesus just for that on its
Yep.
own. Get him
Yes.
over to Scotland. One in England now. I don't know if it's controversial for you, but I do have a lot of people that don't like it, and it's called a Scotch egg. So you've got a hard-boiled egg, and then you've got like I think it's pork meat, and then wrapped around that you have breadcrumbs. So you bite into it, and then you bite into the breadcrumbs and the pork meat, and you've got a hard-boiled egg in the middle.
That actually sounds like pretty good.
It
That
is.
sounds interesting.
Yeah, I like it. I like a hard-boiled egg,
You eat
but
them
I
cold
think
mainly, don't you?
what's that?
That
You
sounds
mainly eat them
like something
cold.
I'd pick up and take a treat, champ.
Do you know it's actually called a fat man's apple?
A what?
That man's
Fat
apple.
Love
man's
it.
apple. Yeah, that's exactly what's called. Last controversial food before I want to talk about the fifth dimension stuff. So this is definitely a love it or hate it fee, which I think you'll agree. This is Marmite, and it is pretty much yeast spread, if I'm correct, fee, with that. Is there anything else I'm forgetting
Yeah,
with
it's like a
Marmite?
yeast extract.
Yes.
I don't know if you have that in America.
I don't know. I've never heard of it, so I
It's
don't
gross.
know.
I don't like it.
I don't like
I
it either.
it's
Yeast
like
extract.
a really dark brown, thick paste that you're supposed to
Oh,
spread
like a
thinly
hummus?
on like bread and stuff, but it's rank. I can't even describe it. It's just rank. I hate it.
We got like hummus.
Oh,
I
hummus
like
is
I
hummus.
nice.
guess
Hummus
it
is
sounds
nice.
fair.
We have
Oh,
that
so it's
here.
not the
Our
same. It's
hummus is
not the
good.
same as hummus.
No, 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 no. It's like
No.
I
Uh,
don't even know why you chose that one because it's so hard to explain.
I'll just give you an easy one. It just tastes like shit. That's probably the
all
best
right. Well,
way
keep
There
to
that
you
one away
go.
from me. Keep that away from.
give that away. Keep that away. Right. Fifth Dimension Wrestling. Explain to us about this. Is your promotion then, member?
Yes, me, Slimeball Sage Chance, and our good friend Larry Spurrell, who is one of our like head referees, have come together to put on basically our own little program and kind of to keep like our friends together because as we're getting older, we don't wrestle together as much, which kind of sucks. It's like when we were kids, we would be on the same shows, we'd be traveling together all the time, and like now the Slime Balls are, they go do NWA and I'll go to Exodus and I'm going here and there. And it's like some of my guys in New York are going to like Jersey, Pennsylvania, and like we're never on the same shows anymore. So it's nice to, be able to still do something with my friends, be able to, tell stories with them and put out something online. Like I've always wanted to be like a YouTuber and wrestling is my thing. And, being able to put on my own little show that we put the full show together. We got the little, man on the street after the show trying to get the scoops from the guys on what just happened and being able to put my own creativity into it of like the kind of like music I like with the like it's like more of like it's like a psychedelic wrestling, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like my way to put it out. Well, everyone's kind of like a character. It's like we do still have like the wrestlers, but it's like it's more character based. There's a lot of storytelling. Like it's like I don't know how to describe it. Like it's like intimate wrestling, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Mm.
How long's it been running for?
Our first show was in the summer of 2023. Yeah, summer of 2023. And we've put out, I think, eight since. Like we don't run every month. It's more of, it's like it's the internet show and I'm doing the editing, so it's big work. I have other people that help with different parts of it. But it's mostly on Man Bun to do the whole thing. And we have our next show, Melting Lights, is already shot. It's being edited, and we have another show we're going to be filming actually this Sunday. It's called Just Get Along. So that's another one I'm going to be hyped for. That I'm excited to do because we have a intergender main event. Scumbag Savelli, our champion, defending against NWA superstar Kylie Page. It's going to be unreal.
Hey, the prettiest
Nice.
prima
That'll be
donna.
fun.
Who we're
Yes,
actually
yes.
sponsoring this weekend as well for Exodus. Not for Exodus. Oh,
Oh,
For
Jesus, she'll kill me. For
KFW.
KFW, yeah, we're sponsoring the Page Sisters at their the KFW show this week, which will include Frillbilly Silas Mason for that matter as well, which is
NWA champ.
yeah,
Yep.
the
Champ.
Champagne, who was at one of the Exodus show. Was it? He was on. Was it? It wasn't the last one. It was the one before he was at. You think he took on Anthony
Yeah, he was
Green?
just there recently. I felt like I had such a crazy day. I didn't even really see him. I feel like at the end of the day, like we said, what up? But that was it. That's all I saw him. And I like Silas. I was upset I didn't get to talk to him at all. It was a busy day for Man Bun running around.
He's a good lad, old Silas. But look, I want to before we start to wrap up a feed, before I give you the last question. Look, at the time of recording, WrestleMania is a week away. So I want to start getting a few man bun. Look, I do a podcast prediction league, right? So I need some support to make sure that hitting the turnbuckle carries on at the top of the table. So in order to do this, I'm going to
All right.
ask some man bun help for some of these matches. Now, they've announced the matches that are on night one and night two. I'm not going to run through them all. I'm just going to do a couple from one night and a couple from the other. And I want the man bun and your help, Fee. You're going to have a bit of input into this as well. So, night one's main event currently is Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. So, man bun, who's your man in that one?
I would say, if Cody Rhodes is your guy, if Cody Rhodes is your current John Cena, he needs to go into this and he needs to go into it as champion and leave as champion. And if there's anyone to do it against, it is his mentor, Randy Orton. So I see Cody Rhodes winning this match and walking out, still champion, the American Nightmare
There we
is my
go.
vote.
I know you've had a bit of invested interest in that because that's what he was doing on SmackDown. But Fee, Rhodes, Orton. I mean, don't forget, Orton's got Pat McAfee with him.
Yeah. I
Oh no.
oh, Rhodes has got Pat with him.
No, Randy.
That might alter things slightly. Pat's an unknown entity. I love Cody. I've always loved Cody. I've worked shows with Cody loads of times over the years. He's a lovely human being, incredibly talented. I've always been a Randy Orton girl.
No, that's an so you're not.
I'm going to go Randy on this one. Sorry, Cody, I love you, but I'm a Randy Orton girl.
Cody Rhodes is watching this. Please come back and do
No,
another
he's
Inside the Rope.
not.
Of course he ain't. But if he is, please come back and do another Inside the Rope show so I can go to it. Now this match may be up in the air after Raw this week because one of them is under concussion protocol after what a backstage skit. So this is for the women's championship. Fee, I'm going to come to you first. Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. Now, if you don't know what happened, they had a backstage skit where Liv was talking to Roxanne, and Stephanie has literally shoved Liv into Roxanne, and they butted heads. And Liv has now got what we'd say a golf ball on her head, and her and Roxanne are both currently under concussion protocol. So, not I'm assuming it's going to be okay. But, V, who would you have?
Okay, it's tough for me to call. As you well know, I don't watch a lot of
No.
WWE and I don't know much about Stephanie. Has she still got the belt?
Yep, she's champ going into it. Liv's the Royal Rumble winner.
So Royal Rumble gets a shot at the title.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Stephanie on this one.
Okay. Man Bun, who's your pick for this one?
I think we get a big Liv Morgan moment with some Judgment Day members that are still with her, helping her out if this match is able to go on. I saw that last night, and oh my God, did their heads collide? That was so
Mm.
loud, that clock. That was brain on brain. 'Cause that was like a football, or when they run at you and they do the head thing that they banned in the NFL. I was like, whoa, you know. So I mean, she's taking pictures of it, so she's all right. But I hope she's
Mm.
okay, and hopefully she can wrestle at WrestleMania because I know you work all year for that, and
Yeah.
it would be heartbreaking for a few weeks away for that to get taken away from somebody. So fingers crossed for her. But Liv Morgan, we'll see her with some Judgment Day help take over.
There we go. And afterwards, Fee, just so because I know you didn't watch it, after they cleared heads, that she then got thrown into a television head first into a TV.
God,
So
you wrestlers are so nice to each other.
yeah. Oh, you should have seen Napier and who was Napier facing at the last show? Exodus. Oh shit.
Ashton Day.
Thank you. Yes, they went at it pretty quite a bit. They had a street fight, I think, at the last show. Gutted that we couldn't see that one.
Oh yeah,
Right,
they did.
last one on night one, quickly and feed it. I'm going to go to Man Bun first, feed, but you obviously there's a bit of Scotland in this. This is unsanctioned and it's Drew McIntyre. So you got a crazy Scottish bastard against a crazy Samoan bastard in Jacob Fatu. Who's
Oh,
your pick, Man Bun, in this? And it's going to be crazy though.
It's going to be a great match. It's going to be a crazy match. These guys are probably going to beat the living hell out of each other, I could assume, for WrestleMania. But I can't turn my back on my man that I had my WrestleMania moment with. I got to say, Drew McIntyre's taking the win, and maybe he'll hold the sword up himself this year, and
Maybe.
he'll do the thing. Then I know he's got it in him to take out that Samoan.
Yeah. B, are you going to go loyal
you
or you?
you don't need to ask me. I have known Drew for a very, 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 very long time since his pre-Mania days and stuff. I'm not going to not back my fellow countrymen, so Drew all the way for me. But I think I didn't even know that match was on the card, so that makes me want to watch just for that alone.
That's just one. That's night one. So that's your
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday morning for us. So until next year when it's in Saudi and we get it at 6 o'clock at night, which would be great. Night two, if it goes to Saudi, still, God knows what will be if it still goes there. Night two, I'm going to start with you, Phil. I'm going to start with the women. Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill.
Rhea.
Mummy, is
No,
Mummy going to
no, no
be
competition. No offense to Jade, but Rhea. Can't see past
man? Man bun is Mummy going to be on top on this one?
Yeah, Mommy is always on top, and Mommy's going to be on top this year at WrestleMania again,
Yeah,
in
I
my humble
agree.
opinion.
I agree with that one. This is the one that I'm really struggling with, Man Bun. So I'm hoping read some help because this is the battle of the big men, and they went crazy last night at the end of Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, who takes it?
Uh, this is my this is my wrestling prediction as a pro wrestler. Brock Lesnar is, you know, he's a little cuckoo, I think. I mean, Brock Lesnar is a beast, dude. He's a beast. But we know that Brock Lesnar called out onto Obafemi, put your foot on me, put your foot on me. And I don't know if Brock Lesnar would have given him that moment to get over on him in such a way, if he wasn't going to end up winning the big one at WrestleMania himself. So my my guess is Brock Lesnar takes the W at the big show.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because he's probably going to be retiring at SummerSlam with Gunther, who's kind of gone into business with Heyman for Seth. So that's where I think that's how I think we get to SummerSlam. But Fee, Lesnar, Obafemi. Have you seen? Do you know Obafemi? Have you seen much
I
of this
know who
guy?
Obafemi is, but Lesnar's a beast.
Simple
And
as that.
that's all I have to say on that matter. So Lesnar for me.
Lesnar for you. Right, last one. Fee, main event, night two. He finally gets his main event. He main evented night one last year, but this is his real main event. It's CM Punk Pipe Bomb Supreme after last night against Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Does Punk retain or does the head of the table reclaim the seat?
I love both these guys. But I'm gonna go with Punk on this one.
Man bun, what's your tipple on this?
Our good friend Roman Reigns, I don't believe, has held our World Heavyweight Championship before. I think he's coming in with a Superman punch. He's taking him out. And we're getting the head of the table again. The tribal chief is going to hold the belt up, hold his finger up, and end WrestleMania with a fireworks spectacular like he usually does.
So Roman Reigns leaves it with them. Right. So before we get to the last question, Man Bun, look, what have you got coming up? Where can people find you? Where are you? If you're available for bookings, where can promoters get you booked?
Oh, you can hit me up at bookedupon@gmail.com or at Man Bun Jesus anywhere on the social media, and we can figure out what's going on. My dates are kind of weird. I don't know. Like, I don't have it in front of me right now, but I do know at the end of the month, Man Bun is wrestling at the NYWC's Master of the Mat. So if you want to look up at NYWC Wrestling, you can find that. That's a Long Island-based show, so that's for you Long Island people. Master of the Mat, a tournament that you end up becoming the Master of the Mat. And let me tell you, these guys are like the technical wrestlers. They're like the really good ones. The only one that's in it that like probably shouldn't be is me. So I'm looking to become the Master of the Mat and shit on these technical wrestlers and let them know that I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. And then we got Exodus on the 30th of May. Myself and Sam Beal taking on No Bail Posted. These guys just showed up. They just showed up and now they're in the scene. They're getting number one contenders matches, this, that. They're kicking us out of our show. So we're facing them in the Beal Room Brawl. We're going to put these guys through tables. We're going to put these guys through doors. We're going to hit them with chairs, stop signs. I'm talking anything I can find. I'm going to find beer and pour it down their mouth and get them drunk in the match. You know what I mean?
There we go. There is what Man Bun's doing.
Amen.
Fee. Look, we,
Yes.
we we said what we was doing earlier on the NWA review, so they probably don't need to hear that again. So with that being said, as always, when we do these shows with its NWA, whether it's the territories or even when it's Independent Showcase Scotland, I give you I've given you the start, and now I'm giving you the end. The final question to Man Bun Jesus is what?
Quite a simple one today. If you had to be one jungle creature for the rest of your life, which creature would it be?
Ugh. A jungle creature. I think toucans might be extinct, but I would want to be some kind of jungle bird because I want to be able to fly over the top and then fly through the middle and see it all. But I've always wanted to fly. I've always wanted to be a bird if I would choose to be something. Hopefully my consciousness would stick. I mean, I guess you could choose monkey because they're close enough that you could maybe remember something. But I would want to fly around, so I would choose bird.
Okay, good
Bird.
choice.
A toucan if they had one, a rainbow beaked bird.
Or like a parrot or something, yeah.
Yeah, like a macaw. They live a long time.
They do, they
It's like a
do.
vampire. You're just
There we go, folks. That is the Fiona's random question of the show. That's how we always end the show because then we need to go into therapy for a little while, generally after those ones. So we will thank MBJ for his time. Of course, Fee, I thank you for your time. I'll see you again for probably the Crockett Cup still on the NWA reviews. We've got some more Independent Scotland coming though, so we've got some more of your compadres joining us very soon. Don't forget to follow us though at HTT Buckle everywhere. MBJ, we look forward to hopefully seeing you at the next Exodus show on May 30th. Hopefully that'll be streaming so me and you, Fee, can watch again. And who knows, maybe we'll see some Man Bun Jesus over in the UK very, very soon.
amen.
Amen to that.
Amen.
But for Man Bun Jesus, but for Fiona Lochran, I've been your host, Adam Cousins. You've been watching the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and good night.